Steve Runge, and I'm speaking to you from the bathroom of Equality Inn Suites because I'm on day 4 of my vacation with my father and mother-in-law and my 2 teenage daughters, and this is what it took to get alone time. Now, it's okay. I'm sitting near the toilet, not on the toilet, so don't worry. This is week 2 of the Summer Reading Challenge, where I'm encouraging all of us to be more faithful and to continue with our Bible reading. Last week we looked at the use of also and to add things together to some previous statements. So to use also or to tell you to connect back to some preceding thing that the writer wants to make a connection about. So you can read about that at last week's blog post, so the link is provided down below. But this week's challenge is going to be focusing on except and only when you find those 2 words. So for example, when I was growing up, my mom would say, hey, you can have anything you want for a snack, only don't eat the pretzels in the fridge or in the cupboard, and don't eat the brownie mix. Or she'd say, you can do anything you want while I'm gone except this or except that. She'd exclude things. So what the use of only or except at the end of a sentence to restrict things makes it feel like you've got this really big, huge thing, you can do anything you want. And then it gets restricted back, and the effect of doing that is to draw attention to those 2 things, the things that are accepted or the things that are the only this or only that. So for instance, in Romans 13:1 it says, let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no governing authority except by God. Well, there is actually a governing authority. It's just the one that God has placed there. So you can say, God has placed the authority. There are actually authorities. But the point here is Paul's using the except clause to draw attention to the fact that it's God's authority, not someone else's. And then in Matthew 13, we've got another example where Jesus is about to feed the 5,000. The disciples bring up and they say, hey, we don't have anything here but these 5 loaves and 2 fish. Or we don't have anything here except 5 loaves and 2 fish. The point is they could have said, hey, we have 5 loaves and 2 fish, but it makes it sound like that doesn't draw the same kind of attention to saying, hey, we don't have anything here except these little things. What is this going to do? So as you're doing your Bible reading, whatever it takes to get time alone to do that, be sure to do that. But look for except and only and see if it ends up restricting something that sounds bigger, and try to rephrase it in a positive way that doesn't use except or only, and think about the difference that makes in terms of what the writer is trying to communicate. So hang in there, do whatever it takes to do your Bible reading, and I'll see you next week for week 3 of the Summer Reading Challenge.